Hi friends, today I'm going to show you the sculpting process of this guy. His name is Stanley Snorkel. I had a lot of fun making him. I hope you'll have fun watching me sculpt him, and I guess Mastiff for scale. So let's get into it. First I make an armature out of fluoro wire and then measure that it fits in the Stein I'm going to use. Then I bulk the whole thing out with regular tinfoil, keeping the sculpture light and using less clay. This is Sculpey medium blend that I cover the whole thing in and trimming it off with an X-Acto blade. Here are the legs going on, and what next?
Boom, here comes the bomb, here comes the bomb.
Followed by a pot belly to round out the chubby, cute gnome look that I really like. I make some fat noodles out of clay which are hollow and slip them over the armature. This is a technique that I figured out while making Beer Bathing Baxter, where I put loops of clay around and make the wrinkles out of that. I will be using this technique more often. This is the top of the pants here. I smooth it out, and later I'm going to put on a braided belt to hold it up with little belt loops.
Can't you see me putting in the wrinkles, yeah?
I enjoyed using this wooden tool during this sculpture. I don't use this one all that often, but for some reason it was really working well for me during this time. I do like the way the wrinkles turned out on the pants and in general on this sculpture. I think that I can see some improvement there from some of my past sculptures.
This is the shirt, this is the shirt.
You can see that this will be the sleeves and neck wrinkles of the shirt. Here I am putting in some more details with a metal tool. I don't know what you call it, a pick maybe. Here's the foot, and I'm going to put in some little pins to keep the toes on. You can see there so that they don't fall off easily. And I'm pretty sure that I did add some bake and bond before I put those on. I don't think you can see it here, but I believe I did that. Here's the head, covering that whole thing in Sculpey medium blend, cutting off the excess with an X-Acto blade, and pushing in the details for where the eyes are going to be.
See me putting on the nose right here.
I love doing the face, as I've mentioned before. It's where the details really start to come to life for me. Pushing in the nostrils with a ball stylus. And here I am using glass cabochons with pre-printed irises in them. I do like this look. I decided to give this guy pink eyes for some reason. And here we are doing the eyelids. Smoothing them in with this color shaper tool. It is a cone color shaper. The mouth is going to be holding a straw, as you may have seen in the preview. And he's breathing through that straw, so I've got him... had to make that funny mouth shape, and I did fit the straw in that I'm using to make sure that I got it right. Working on the head now, and the ears.
Ears to hear, hair to look at.
I'm using this same wooden tool to put in the hair detail. I have not used that one for the hair before, but I liked how it turned out. And the hands, I am getting this technique that I'm using down to be a little bit quicker and easier, but it still is a struggle. Oftentimes when I make these hands, they end up a little bit bigger than I want. Since my sculptures are pretty cartoony and stylized, I don't think it ruins the authenticity of them, but it is something that I continue to work on, trying to get the hands to be the right proportions that I want them to be. These are a little big, but again, it looks cute. He just kind of looks gangly with big hands and feet. This rope braid here hanging down, I ended up not liking it, so I shortened it way more in the final product. I just made that rope by twisting together 2 strands of clay. And then here I'm putting on the little belt loops. I pre-cut those, you can see off to the right of the screen, and then with Bacon Bond I just stick them on. Going through with this metal pick and just adding fine wrinkle details.
Now time for the paint.
I'm putting on the base coat of the paint first. What you don't see in these videos is that I usually put 3 or 4 coats of paint. You can see how it's not completely opaque, is that the word? You can kind of see through it, and you know, that doesn't look good. So you do have to put multiple layers of paint. When I watched previous videos, I saw them doing just 1 layer, and I thought, how do they get it covered like that? They're doing multiple coats. This is the ink wash. You can see it's watered down paint that's a little bit darker than the shade below it, and then I wipe it off with a towel. Sometimes you can thin it so much you don't need to wipe it off with a towel, but you'll just have to eyeball that for yourself and see. You don't want it to cover the highlighted areas. You want it to run down into the base and work as a shading factor. Painting the hairline. I haven't done red hair in a while, so I thought that this guy should have red hair. Stanley is his name.
Is the ink wash now?
This is an example where I didn't have to wipe the ink off. It was thin enough. It's not technically ink, but you can buy ink to do this. That's why I call it that. Base coat on the shirt. There's multiple layers there. And I missed the footage of me sculpting the mask. I apologize for that, but at some point I sculpt a mask. This is called dry brushing, where you put a lighter shade on the brush, wipe it off till there's almost none left, and then just lightly go over the top ridges. This highlights the whole sculpture. Ink washing the shirt here. Painting the belt red to match his hair, like Bob Ross told me to do. Now I'm dry brushing the shirt to give it more highlights. You can see how those high points just pop out when you dry brush. I taped off the straw so that I could paint straighter red stripes. It didn't work perfectly, but it did turn out much better than I could have done freehand. And Stanley Snorkel is finished. I hope that you like this video. If you do, please like, subscribe, and even leave me a comment. And if you want to buy one of my sculptures, I have an Etsy shop. Link in the description.